여러분은 지금 번더버거에서 할머니 바주와 함께하고 계십니다.
Hello everyone, I'm Jason, and I'm in the 8th month of my working holiday, and I'm getting ready to apply for a second visa in Bundaberg, Australia. Nice to meet you all. I went to PSE from November 2022, graduated from PSE in September of 2023, and I stopped going to PSE in January of 2024. I hope you guys learned something from my experiences. Let's begin.
Question number 2. Where is your go-to place in Australia right now and why is it your favorite? If you're just talking about frequency, this fishing site is the one. I came to this place and first learned how to fish and hang out with my friends, chatting and chuckling. See? Very good. And there is motorboard here. Very good.
A current PSC student wants to know, where would you recommend living for a month in Australia? Is there a good way to be exposed to English there? The first question is a bit hard to answer because it might be different depending on what your purpose is. If you'd like to go somewhere with the harmony of city and the nature, the best choice would be the Gold Coast. But if it's not, I don't know. In my case, Sydney was the worst for me. And this is gonna be the answer for the second question. I'd like to say this first, which is that your willpower is the most important. That doesn't mean circumstances are not that important, but as long as you can be with English speakers, it doesn't matter where it is, if it's in Korea or other countries. Staying abroad doesn't guarantee a circumstance in which you have to speak in English at all times.
Question number 4. In what ways has living abroad changed the way you see the world? How does knowing English play a part in this shift? This might sound a little happy, but sometimes we get to feel like we're becoming a nobody in our lives as we get older, Actually, I'm not that young anymore. And after coming to Australia, I've experienced a lot of new things, and my thoughts have changed a lot. No matter how the story of my life goes, I'm the main character of this long story, and I want to be responsible for it to the fullest until the end. And English gives me a lot of opportunities. It allows me to see new things and make new friends and to realize so many things. Whenever I get those chances, I feel like I'm so lucky to have learned English at PSE.
Question number 5. Do you think mastering English has affected your confidence in making life decisions? How so? I don't think English has affected my confidence yet. I don't know how this might sound, but I have always been this kind of person. And yeah, it's so true that English has broadened my perspectives, but has English increased my level of confidence? I don't know. I guess this would be a more natural answer for me. I could see what I couldn't see after learning English. And after getting a second visa, my life will totally be different from before. I can't say what it'll be for now.
Question number 6. What's the most exciting or surprising thing you've done during your working holiday so far? Skydiving was the most exciting. Imagine how many times in our lives we would be able to experience falling from 4,572 meters. But the most memorable thing was when I scuba dived. It was not because of the scenery, but because of the equalizing during the dive. I really thought I was going to die because of the pressure. So I really wanted to give up, but then the instructor didn't give up on me and helped me adjust to the pressure. So I managed to take scuba diving off my bucket list. I kept thinking of that time even after I accomplished that. I thought I could do whatever I wanted. As long as I didn't give up on myself, I learned this fact again.
Question number 7. What does a typical day look like for you now? How is it different from when you were in Korea? I usually wake up at 4 in the morning, take a shower, and read an English book out loud a little. Then go to work and finish work at 3 p.m. and take a little break, go to the gym, and finally have dinner. Then another day just goes by. Nothing different, huh? I think the weekdays here are similar to the ones in Korea. The start time is much faster though, but the weekends are very different. My friends and I talk about where to go for the weekends around Thursday. We usually go camping. We did a lot of activities like that. When we go camping, we need to drive for at least 300 kilometers. I tell them bits and pieces of my life story in English, which was constantly spoken. Yeah, I guess this point is quite different from my life in Korea. I used to simply go to a coffee shop and go downtown when I was in Korea, but now I spend the weekends in nature more often and try to be laid back. Yep. Okay, next question. Can you tell us about your first day at our academy? How did you feel when you first started learning here? I hadn't studied for a long time before PSE, and I was so excited to study for the first time in a long time. I can remember that. So I went to the academy an hour and a half before the class started all the time. I guess at least for 3 months, I was the first one to get to the classroom. I was a good student. Yep. New circumstances, new friends, a new life, and new future. I like it when I'm surrounded by all of these things, but sometimes I miss those days so much. In fact, I have asked this question to myself when I finished my PSE life. First of all, I'd like to thank all the PSE teachers who gave me opportunities to let me know how to learn genuine English. I always feel how lucky I am to have learned it. And Ijuan Jiwon, who gave me a lot of energy through my PSE life. Itaeyang Eric, who always had a smile on his face. And Kim Jun Ash, who I'd like to be more like, and at last, Kim Yesul Ashley, who was more passionate than anyone else at PSE. They all have something in common. They all had passion for PSE and they love themselves. I think I'll probably think of them first when I remember PSE. It's kind of embarrassing. This answer sounds like an acceptance speech, you know. Next question.
Question number 10. Were there any moments when you doubted your ability to improve your English when you studied at PSE? What helped you stay motivated during those times? I think, yeah, it was the time I just finished the beta course and went up to the alpha class. It was the worst, I guess. Yeah, the grammar was so hard to get used to, and speaking was harder when it came to making sentences. I think everyone in the alpha class now is probably in the same boat. So I just gave up on always trying to speak grammatically correct and had a lot of CC sessions. I did it 6 times a day, for a week, and it was really helpful in overcoming my funk. Come to think of it, it was very necessary for me. You know, to dig into something deeper, you have to dig into it wider. And I still doubt myself sometimes, but I just keep going.
Question number 11. Looking ahead, what's your vision for your future with English? What goals or dreams do you want to achieve in the long term? Actually, the first time I signed up for PSE classes, I wanted to understand TED Talks without subtitle for my own self-development, you know. And by the time I graduate from the academy, I could do it if they were about something simple. But if they were based on some expertise. I still find it difficult to understand, so I want to understand them better and apply them to my future life.
Question number 12. If you could give one piece of advice to current students who are struggling with English, what would it be? Good question. The first thing I'd like you to keep in mind is that what you are doing now is much more important and huge than you think it is. I dare to say this, I haven't seen a Korean who is in their 20s more proficient in English in Australia than me. Yet. And what I want to tell you is that others will not compare to you as long as you keep going your own way after you complete all the courses at PSE. I really want to thank all the teachers at PSE once again, and would like to blow them a kiss like this.
And finally, are you happy there? Yeah, I'm happy. I don't think it's because I'm in Australia. I finally found my real self in Australia, which is far away from my roots. The thing is, I really want to go back to Korea, and I'm so looking forward to it, but I already set a 2-year-long plan. I want to spend it on a lot of valuable things. So, and after that, I will go back to Korea. I hope for you to find your own answer in your life. And thank you for watching my interview. Bye bye.